Alrighty. Is it working? Oh, there we go. Change the quality of my little preview. Just so I see how it's going. See if I can eat some lunch before anybody shows up. Hopefully the mouth noises don't freak anybody out. Alright, I should get going. One more bite, maybe. I think the next thing I need is a way to back up. So when you're mowing, you can go forward and backwards. Hmm. There we go. Yeah, I need to be able to move backwards. But first, just so nobody gets confused about what this is. All right, so let's do this. I need a way for the lawnmower to go backwards. Go forward and then turn. Like, be able to, like, press, like, the X button here and go backwards. How do we do that? I gotta adjust the gain on the microphone. Hold on. Change it to like... There we go. Much better. I will just turn down the volume of my Spotify. Slightly nice and quiet music. So it's not too loud. Hopefully you can hear me over the music. Alright, so I got the angles. Right, left, do nothing else. Okay, move me. Angle, angle, angle. This is all angle stuff. Action. There we go. Right now I just have action makes the speed. Alright, so let's add a new verb. Config verbs. Let's add a new verb here for our inputs. Let's call this action. Let's call this secondary. Let's just call it second, meaning a second button. And let's define the verb. On the keyboard, we would make it... I want to make it like a down button. What makes sense? On the controller, I want it to be on the face. So here it shouldn't be... Do I just keep it directional? That doesn't feel right. Just do shift, I guess. I mean, the game is made for a controller. And then the X button on the Xbox controller. That's it. All right. Then up here. Bar. Input. Check. Action and second are both true. Do nothing. else. Okay, second. So what do I do? Speed equals negative speed max? Right? Try that. Ah! Oh, that's not... We got it. Let's...
You to jump like you trying to get stuck in the air. If you feeling so late and don't care, shorty beat in the face in the mirror, up in the air. I want you to jump.
Oh, yeah, that's not gonna work.
Up in the air, I want you to jump. Jump. Like you trying to get stuck in it. In the air. Like you trying to get stuck in the air. I want you to jump like you trying to get stuck in the air. If you feeling so late and don't care, shorty beat in the face in the mirror, up in the air. I want you to jump like you trying to get stuck in the air. If you feeling so late and don't care, shorty beat in the face in the mirror, up in the air. I want you to jump. Jump. I want you to jump, 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 jump. Up in the air, I want you to.
How sharp is my turn? That's pretty good.
Like you trying to get stuck in it. Gotta get it. In the air.
A pretty tight turn. I think that works. And I like how crunchy everything moves. Very cool. Nope. Okay, I got backwards working. Right. That's looking good. Well, what's next? Okay, so I got the mowing working. Let's just change the grass just for testing. Back down to 1. There we go. So that's working now. Alright, so that's working. What's next? So I got backwards movement, forwards movement. I got the angles working. What's like the next essential thing? That's the thing with prototyping, is that you can get obsessed over like polishing. The idea with prototyping is that it's rough and fast. So what's the next essential thing? What needs to happen to prove to myself that I can make this game? Feels good. What about... I have an idea. Well, let's make... I could raise and lower the mower blade with something of my really old prototype from a few years ago that I kind of liked. Like engage, start or stop the mower blade. And also regulating speed. That was like a big thing too. And I like that new prototype. Sorry for eating, it's my lunchtime. Just finished ab sandwich and now starting on grapes. I'll try not to make too many mouth sounds. I'll have this as an occasional snack. I won't be working it down. Okay, so, Sky, focus. Alright, so I can have... I like the idea of maybe changing the movement speed. What's the absolute slowest movement speed that still feels good to play? And then I'll start from there. Alright, so... Right now, my max speed is 1. Because it's a pixel art game, but I'm not rounding to the nearest neighbor for a location. It can do sub-pixel location. So let's try 0.5. Still looks and plays okay. There's a little tiny bit of jitteriness on the moving stuff as it tries to average out where it's supposed to be on the screen. But it's very subtle. I don't think most people will even notice. It's just me because I'm used to looking for things like that. So this is like the starting speed. I think that's a good starting speed. So if that's the starting speed, I don't want to be the next speed up be double that. So what does it look like if it's 0.7? Like a really funky value. A little more jitteriness. Oh, what was that? Let me see that again. A little more jitteriness, but still not that bad. Let's see, 0.8. 0.8 does not feel good. That is... Yeah, the math does not look good there. 0.9. There's some waviness as as these objects try to figure out where they're supposed to be. And they kind of hop up and down. Okay, 0.9, not where it's at, but of course 1 looks nice because it's a whole number. In fact, it looks the best. Alright, so 0.5 looks okay, and it feels okay to play in terms of speed. Now, can I do like 0.75? Do like 50% faster? See the angles. Doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad. So maybe I can do 0.5, 0.75, 1. Because 1 is like the base speed that feels like the best to play right now, but it's still not the fastest it could be. Alright, so let's start adding some comments and forget this. Let's do 0.5, 0.75, 1.0, and what, 1.25? Let's try 1.25. How does that feel? Okay. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Not bad. And then what? 1.5? As the fastest? Is there any jitteriness? And then what, 1.75? It's gonna be a lot of speeds. And then lastly it would be 2, right? 2.0. Excuse me. All right, 2.0 should feel like blazing. All right, so let's get over here. Yeah, that's the absolute fastest it could be and still feel good. And I think. What would it be like at like 3? I'm thinking like end game. Like, what's the max speed at like the end of the game? You've unlocked all the speeds. This is just... That's pretty fun. I gotta say, okay, maybe 3 is the maximum. Okay. Can I get rid of these increments here? So 0.5 to 1. All right, so what I'm gonna do... Speed max, and let's do speed in increments. Equals... Let's start with 0.5. So it goes 0, 0.5, 1, etc. And let's change the variable here from speed max to speed current. All right, here we go. Let's change it to speed current. keep all this the same. Let's set the speed current to be, set this to be like 3, 0.5. And now we need a button, some buttons to increase or decrease the speed at will. So I have direction keys, turn left, right. Then we have forward and back. You know, in vehicles, they usually reserve the triggers for forward and back. And use the face buttons for other things. Should I change the triggers? Config. Or you're like holding it down. Then I would have to define 2 more things. Okay, really, do I really want it to be triggers or not? No, I prefer Mario Kart style movement. All right, so that means I need to define some more inputs here for changing speeds. Okay, figured it out. Okay, so action second. Let's do... Sorry, I gotta turn down this music. Too annoying. Just really subtle in the background. There we go. Don't want it too loud. All right. So next button, what do I call it? Action and second, that feels right for face buttons, right? Bumpers or triggers. Let's do... what do I call it? Just call it right bumper, but you're not supposed to name your input after the buttons, because the buttons get changed. I don't care. I'm just going to call it RB and LB. RB. Oh, this is LB. This is RB. Let's call this one RB and LB. And for the keyboard buttons, let's do I don't know, man. It's really designed around the controller. I want to make my games always playable on keyboard or controller. course, I could do WSD for movement in the arrow key, but I like the 2 movement things too. I can change the secondary. Right shift. Oh, freaking A. How do I do right shift? There we go. R shift, L shift. And then for action is space and Alt. Oh, did I get rid of my secondary? Oops. Second, call this VK Alt. So, yeah. It's 3. And then here it would be, oh, what do they call it? Freaking, give me the base, face, shoulder RB. That's what it's called. Shoulder RB, shoulder LB. Does that feel right? I can do triggers also, but I'm going to try the bumpers. All right, back to player. I think that's everything I need. Let's add these bars really quick. Bar RB equals input check. Oh, input pressed. Input verb dot RB. Bar LB equals input pressed. Input verb LB. Whew. Alrighty, got those. So here we have our forwards or backwards. Here, let's do decide on speed. And call this if right bumper to go up in speed. Yeah, that feels good. Right bumper feel okay. This so then it would be speed goes up increment. Speed current plus equals speed increment. But we need to put a cap on this. So we say if speed current plus equals speed increment is less than or equal to speed max, then you can do it. There we go. There we go. And then just flip this all around for left bumper. If LB minus is greater than 0, then minus equals speed increment. Okay, that should do it. All right, so right now it's the slowest speed, it's 0.5. Oh, it went to the triggers, but not the bumpers. What did I do? What did I do? Let's see. GP shoulder L. Ah! That's what it is. Shoulder R. Shoulder L. Alright, doesn't let me get past. Well, let's check it on the HUD really quick. So let's call this O HUD instead. And do draw text my X plus 80, my Y plus, I don't know, 175. String O player dot speed current. So I see there on, I see a 1 here, okay. Yep. I like that. And at the beginning of the game, let's say you could have this speed and this speed, but then you can unlock this speed, this speed, this speed, and this speed. So you get 4 unlocks for the speed. Oh yeah, that feels nice. And it's not making me motion sick, because it's staying nice and... There we go. So I got variable speeds. All right, what's next? Just for my own debugging purposes. Let me just shift this around a little bit. And we can do... And then here I can do this. So it doesn't hop around. Okay. All right. What's next? What's next? What do I do? Okay. What do I do? What do I do? Okay, so I got the speeds. That's intuitive. Right, and just for testing purposes, let's add more grass. So I don't want to make it so, like, too much grass leads to issues. Like, what happens if I put just... if I put it like this? Does it start... Does it slow down the game? Nope. What happened to my music? Too quiet. So it's still working. What happens if I put even more? Is that gonna crash my game? Move it over. There we go. Everything's working fine. Here we go. Oh, this song sucks. Hold on. All right, so that's working now. So I have speed. What else is like necessary? What's essential? What's essential? All the visual visual stuff I know how to do. What is it? Is it like... Yeah, it has to be like avoiding hazards, right? By starting or stopping your blade. You know, it might be fun. prototype the look a little bit more. Visuality. This is looking good. Except that. So how do I do that? I don't know. What happens when I don't know. Change the sprite to something like really boring. It's like an empty box. It's a line that I can work with, and then I can do player. I don't want to call it player anymore. Feels weird. So I'm going to call it. Let's go over here and just change this name. Instead of O player, let's call it O mower tractor. What are like other names for mowers? Other names for mowers, lawn mowers. Trimmer, riding mower, push mower, grass cutter. Grass cutter, simply mower, lawn mower. It's like a ride-on mower. See, this is what I'm thinking. Robotic lawnmower. Let's just call it mower. And let's change the name of the sprite to S mower collision. And call this one S mower. And call this one S mower back. Back. There we go. S mower back. And then for O more draw. S mower back, and then we blend it to be SSU. There we go. How does that look? And then I can just add some text to it to keep up with like the ANSI art. Whoa! All right, something went wrong. What happened? That is white. All right, so let's get rid of this chunk. There we go. But I want it to be opaque. And the way I've done that. Oh, it's because of the order. I have to put it before this because it draws from the bottom to the top. There we go. Let's see, black. There we go. That's my mower. Now, I can put the words big words like on and off on it, depending if it's on or off. So let's just do draw set font F default draw set line box center Draw, set, B, align, bottom, middle. Draw, set, color, C, white. Draw text. Just draw text, right? Yeah. X, Y. And let's say, just say off for now to see how it looks. If it's not wide enough or not. It's not wide enough. And it needs to rotate also. So I have to do an extension. Is there a simpler way I can say the blade is on or off? Because the font's as small as it can already go and still look good. Let's clear these out. Let's see. On obviously works. Scale 1 angle is angle discrete. Now it should rotate. Yeah, it rotates. Should I even have a 0.5 speed? Should the minimum be 1? Maybe it could just go 1, 2, 3. Looks better when it moves. But I need a way to say the mower blade is on or off. And I also need some more Diet Dew. And I don't just want to do 1 or 0, because then it would look like the grass. Yeah, and plus it's not that centered. It doesn't work. So I'll have to draw it. Could have in my previous prototype of this, I did have like a rotating blade that was animated. And I could do that. I could. Do I want a blade? I like the idea of having like text signify things though. I don't even like having the square box. There's no letters I could use. Could do a blade. I need something to denote that it's on or off. So, do I do the mechanic first or the aesthetic first? I feel like I need to do the aesthetic first, because it's like the feel of the game. But that's not how prototyping works, Sky. You're not supposed to obsess over art. That's the rule of prototyping. Don't worry about art. I feel like this won't work unless the art is there, though. It'd be funny if like I had like text that rotates as a blade. What does the letter I look like? Yeah, I could have the rotating thing, but that doesn't feel right now. I could fit in the word like cutting. Is there like an X? A spinning X might look like a blade, and that would like fit the aesthetic of like using text. It would. Oh, that's good. So I need to move it over slightly and then have it spin. Oh, that won't work. I'll need to draw it. Yeah, I can just draw it. It's very easy, just looking at it. Okay, let's make a new sprite. S. Mower blade. Let's just do it like this. Okay, so... Oh, okay. Resize the canvas. I don't know. 9 by 9? 10 by 10? Like, what's going to get it more in the center? That looks better. All right, so next I need to look at how X looks. 1, 2, so 4 on the center. 4 on the center, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Oh. Thumbs up. Not how an X looks. How does the X look? Huh. Maybe that is how it looks? That's too long. The middle has to be like 3? Yeah, because there's like a 1 pixel separator there, so it has to be 3. Yeah, that's it. That's our X. But I need to move it. And make it 9 by 9. Okay, so let's start by that. Let's do 7 by 7. See if that's the right size. That is the right size. Oh. That's right. Middle center. Now, will it just not rotate properly? I don't know. But now we have our mower blade. Instead of drawing text, I can draw a sprite. And the sprite will be S mower blade rotation. So the angle right now is determined where the camera is at. And that's not perfectly centered because it is a 7 by 7 pixel sprite in a 20 by 20 mower. So I need to make the mower either 19 by 19 or I like 21 by 21. Yeah, middle center. Now how does it look? That's centered. And now to make it spin. Instead of angle discrete, we could say the blade blade rotation equals 0. Blade rotation. And because draw events can still do math, I will say if do mower blades rotate clockwise or counterclockwise? Do mower blades rotate clockwise? When viewed from the operator's perspective while pushing the mower. Clockwise. Okay. It is clockwise, so I can't add it. Has to subtract. So let's actually start it at 359. Actually, it doesn't matter where it starts because I can do all the math here. All right. If blade rotation, it needs to be subtracting, is greater than 0, if blade rotation -2 is greater or equal to 0, blade is equals 2. Else, blade rotation. Blade rotation equals 360 minus 2. And I'll explain that math later. I could just put 358, right? But I might be changing this number. I'll do it now. Var blade speed equals 2. There we go. Now it makes sense. All right, let's try it. And I knew it would not rotate properly. So I'm gonna have to draw my own blade then. Fine, as long as it's minimalist enough, it should work. Let's change this back to 20 by 20, because it seems, in terms of subpixels, if it's an odd number, it can't be in the center. 20 by 20, very good. Mower blade, edit image, actually change the canvas to be 10 by 10. Just to have it. Do one more. It'll still look minimalist, right? I hope. Let's see. That is centered. Let's have it go faster, though. No, it looks like it rotates faster when you're turning left, so I need to anchor that somehow. I shouldn't be working on art. Sometimes figuring out the look of the game is part of the prototyping process. What happens if I strip it down to be just individual pixels here? Does that look ridiculous? It doesn't look ridiculous. It kind of works. That kind of works. I can make it go faster. Will that do more to help sell it? If I do 5. That feels like it's too fast now. Yeah, something's not right. Could it just be an X? It could just be. Let's try that again. And I'll just draw the pixel art X. And I can always adjust its location. Let's change this back to 21. And then SMOR back. Let's change to 21. Make sure to fill that in. We can say that means grass collision also has to be made an odd number. Just try to make my collision sprites look about right. Okay. Here I would say blade. What is a plus sign? Could I have it alternate between an X and a plus sign? Is there no plus sign? find out. What's a plus sign? What happens if I add another frame here and I animate this fool? I think a 2-frame animation does look okay. It just can't be animated. Okay. Okay, this is what I'm talking about wasting too much time bring about art. So let's just get rid of this and just have this on. Then I'll have a way to toggle it on and off. Yeah. All right, so to turn off the blade, we need a variable. Let's call this blade. Just blade. Blade is true. Draw the sprite. Starts the blade is false. All right, so I have the bumpers for speed. This means I need a new All right, let's call this action second So do I want it to be something to toggle on and off or that I hold? Feels like it should be a toggle. Toggle it on with B. Action, second. cancel button. Cancel. And so this should be on the keyboard. To engage the blade control. And on here it should be GP base 4 2. Yeah. All right. Get inputs. Input pressed. Cancel. If cancel is pressed, and if blade equals true, else there we go. So that switches it on and off. Let's try it. That feel right? Or do I make B back? Should I switch those? Yeah, I should switch those. So it has to be input check. I think that's it. All right. So how does that feel? That feels better. So I can turn the blade on or off. X even matches X, right? There's a little glitch there. Okay. So now I need I need the grass to mow or not mow based on blade being true or false. So that's in grass. I really wish I found a way to make it work so this wasn't running all the code all the time. Maybe I can figure that out another time. Yeah, I think it'll work. Alright, so right now, Can Mow Me is on. I just need to add another condition. Alright. And oh, what do I say? Like, mower dot blade is true. If instance exists, no, it doesn't exist. Mower. Here we go. So it doesn't mow. It's not showing. If I need to go backwards. Oh. Yeah. That works. Forward, backward movement. Blade on, off. Which will be important for avoiding hazards. And then I should program hazards. It should be so easy though, so I don't feel like dealing with it. Oh, should I do hazards? I could do hazards. Let me make some notes of things I could work on. New note. Things I can work on in the prototype. I could do hazards for when the blade is on. Ground hazards, like poses, like tree roots, exposed tree roots. Or what's like another ground hazard? Gravel. Or, yeah. Other hazards, and then I could do battery life, because that's the thing. You turn off the blade to conserve battery. Turn off blade to conserve battery. Movement speed uses more battery energy. Hitting hazards spends battery energy. Blade on or off. Like people. Children. That might be kind of fun. Program like children walking around. But you have to avoid. Alright, things I can work on. Let's capitalize this. Things I can try working on. Yeah. Yes, it's looking good. Then that turns the blade on or off, and then I move backwards with the B button. I already have the mechanic for the grass. Grass length. You'd have to like go over it twice. Yeah, grass length. Should I have a little square around each number? Or it looks kind of good the way it is. I think it looks great the way it is. I'm even kind of digging the blade just being like an X. I need more Diet Dew. But will I lose the 2 viewers who are watching if I go get more Diet Dew? Hi, Lord Clump. Just out of curiosity, Lord Clump, do I happen to know you personally, or are you just an online stranger? Sometimes my friends like to watch me do things on Twitch or here. All right, I need to go get some more Diet Dew. I hope you don't leave while I get Diet Dew. Hold on. or disturb anyone? I'm back. Yeah, what's your project about? What's your project? Tell me about it. And what engine are you using? I kind of like the low speed of 0.05 because it reminds me to change the speed. All right, so what do I work on next? Ground hazards. Ground hazards makes the most sense because I just did the blade mechanic. And that's the reason to turn the blade on and off. Is there any characters that might look good as gravel? So let's just play around here with this and just look at a bunch of different characters of this font that I like. And let's just go... Five, draw text. I forgot what's the... The distance in pixels between lines of text. Okay, so negative 1 for that. Okay, I can remember that. So that goes string separation W. So separation I have to turn off with the -1, and width I have 180 pixels to work with, 170. That way I can just do I need something that looks like gravel. So let's just do a bunch of symbols. What else looks like gravel? Percent. Anything else? Colon, semicolon, quote marks. Any other symbols I could use? Let's just try that. All right, so those symbols look the best. I'm kind of digging the pound signs, the number signs. What's the other one? Asterisks? I haven't heard of NESmaker, even though it sounds like an engine for making NES games. I mean, I know of there's a Game Boy engine platform that I've heard of. People have told me to try making games on that, but I prefer GameMaker, and I composed music on LSDJ, which is on the Game Boy. So I assume NESmaker makes games for that. Yeah, so I like the gimmick too. I think it's very artistic. I think it has it shows that you have an artistic voice and you're not just using game design or game development as a hustle. So I like that you have an artistic voice. Our question is, which one of these looks more like a path or gravel? This looks more, the asterisks look more dangerous. So let's do the asterisks. And remember that I can always use the pound sign also. So let's try... I don't know, how do I do this? I guess we go into test room and we remove a couple of these instances just randomly to like make it like a gravel pathway. It's just how it looks. Okay, that'll be section. And let's do a new object. Oh yeah, GB Studio, that's what it's called. I forgot about that. Let's call this object. Oh, my last prototype a few years ago, I called it gravel. Let's just call it that again. I could also call it O Rocks. And the sprite, let's make it grass collision. 11 by 11. What? Why is my grass collision 11 by 11? I thought it was 10 by 10. So in here, it's 5 by 5. And it's overlapping. Now I'm embarrassed. Is there some reason why... I swear last time I left it, it was 10 by 10. That is so weird. It must have just forgotten something from yesterday, maybe? Let's see. Alright. Does that, like, break the game or something? No, that looks... That looks right. Alright. But I probably need a different thing so it looks... I know, grass, we can make it green. And let's say S gravel collision. We make it gray. Yeah, this is funny. And that's the way I can do the level designs. Ten by 10. We change the sprite to gravel collision. And then we go to test room. Strategy game, tactical RPG with Mario RPG mechanics. Okay, strategy game, tactical RPG. If you play Mario RPG, you know what I mean. Well, I mean, I know the mechanics of Mario RPG. Don't really understand, like, the tactical part of it. It's like turn-based combat with, like, action timing, right? Oh, no, it's not self-promotion. It's just talking about your art. Yeah. Don't feel awkward about talking about your art. It's the nature... Just the nature. Oh, freaking A. This is funny to me. Oh, gravel. There we go. So let's fill in. This isn't like overlapping. This is matched perfectly. Okay. Good. So that's our gravel. Okay. Final Fantasy Tactics was my favorite game of all time. Final Fantasy Tactics was my favorite game of all time. It is tremendously meaningful to me. So cool. That is so, so cool. Good on you. So it's a tactics game, but it has some other things too. I don't know. That sounds pretty interesting. All right, so I got the gravel now. Change this back down to 1. All right, so for O gravel, what do I want it to do? I want to have a draw event. I'll just copy over this. Show. Don't need this. So if I do what the asterisks were what was looking good, right? So if it's just one asterisk, what does it look like? Okay, so it's right there. Oof, that's not very visually distinct. I cannot tell. Let's try the... And I could also do 4 of them. So asterisk, 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 asterisk. I could also draw it. Ugh. Line break is too much. How about just 2? That kind of works. Is it any overlapping? Okay. Overlaps barely. It kind of looks nice. I like that. But I think this is where I start thinking about like having different colors. And this is why a slow speed is important, because I can have it on the slow speed as you go work around the hazards. Yeah. I kind of like that. But I want an accurate portrayal of their collision, so I don't actually make a mistake. So what happens... Let's create another sprite. S gravel square. S gravel square? Is that what I want to call it? Oh no, you're original. Yeah, I just love just coming up with mechanics. It's original. You're working on like the NES. You know, you're combining new mechanics. I'm sure you'll have your own like idea for the game. Plenty original. But to me, art isn't about originality. Art is just, do you have something to say aesthetically, mechanically, narratively? you know, John Wick isn't the most original story of all time. Action revenge stories have been told forever, in movies especially. But they had something to say aesthetically with their approach or with their narrative. So who cares about originality? Don't stress about that. 10 by 10. Need some way to let the player know collisions are precise. And this no, I need a draw sprite. Draw sprite S gravel square. The white alpha 1. See, and that's betraying how they are overlapped. So let's 1 asterisk. I'm not liking that. Don't like that. Kind of just like it just like that. But it might need another color. Something to make it more distinct. Ooh. Just make it 2 pixels smaller. How's that? So there's no double lines. That looks awful. I honestly liked it best when it was like this. And it gives you an idea of where it is. I kind of like that. Let's see if it betrays the collisions. Let's see. So let's add a mechanic here. So that mower, new region, call this hazards, region of if place meeting XYO gravel. Make sure collision is proper, same as sprite. And collision mask is full image. Okay. Place meeting. Oh, gravel. We can just have the game restart. Room restart. There we go. Oh, I like that it rotates. Okay, let's see. I have to be precise. How precise? How close can I get on the right? I get pretty close. That's good. It's very forgiving. How about on the left? Also pretty forgiving. Then from the top. How about from the bottom? Pretty forgiving. And it's good enough. That's the thing. Oh, for the graphics, like I'm kind of prototyping the game's look as is. Like if you look up my game I just released on Steam, Snapshot Spirit Live, and a few games on my website, I really love minimalism, and so I am kind of I think this is kind of the aesthetic it's going to have. Now I will add some panache to make it feel better, and change colors and things like that, but I'm trying to give it an ANSI style look. Like the grass will be numbers, and if you need to mow over it more than once, it'll have a higher number than 1 for like each time you have to go over it until you mow it. And then yeah, like this is kind of look. The only part thus far, the only part of look I don't like is the actual mower, robotic mower, like that, because the square doesn't look great to me. I could make it all white. Have I thought about that? Funny that you bring that up. What happens if I just do this? Go to mower. Yeah, you see, you can kind of see. So for instance, this game right here, I don't know if you saw yesterday, the actual size of this game is 480 by 270 pixels. So I'll run the game at actual size. This is the actual size of the game. Like actual pixel per, I'm on a 4K monitor. This is the size of the game on a 4K monitor. Okay. So 480 by 270 pixels scales up perfectly to 1080p and 4K and a bunch of other resolutions in between. It doesn't scale perfectly to 720p. 720p is 2.6666 of this resolution size. So if I do like 2.66666 here, it'll give you approximately 720p. Yeah, so this is like 720p. It doesn't scale up perfectly, but it scales close enough that it still looks okay. What did I have it at? 5? 4? I can't remember. But like I can have this go full screen and have it look pixel perfect. So watch this. So I'm gonna turn this off, turn this off, turn this off, and do this. Window set full screen true. Closing out of the game will be a little weird though, so I should have waited end the game. Who cares? I'll just alt tab out. So this is the game. Hold on, it's working. Okay, so this is full 4K version of the game, and since it scales perfectly, it's pixel perfect. Oh yeah, the game, it restarted because I touched the gravel. I was wondering what glitch happened. And that's why, even as you turn the camera, I'm having it do sort of this janky, like, crunchy turns, not smooth turns. One, it reduces my motion sickness, makes it a little better for me to play, but also it sort of stays true to that sort of really crunchy, minimalistic look I'm going for. I think most people, when they say what they want to design, like a pixel art game, I think too many people make pixel art games that are just have too many pixels. And they make it too elaborate. I say, like, try to make it crunchy. As crunchy as possible. And I found personally that 480 by 270 pixels is about like as crunchy as I can go, and I can still make art for it and make it reasonable. Oh, dang it. I forgot I needed to turn off the window full screen thing. I mean, you're working on the NES, right? So what's the resolution? What's the resolution work with the Nintendo Entertainment System? I don't even know. Like, could you tell me? Because that seems like very crunchy. Actually, I'll look it up now. Look it up now. NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, screen resolution. Display up to 25 colors out of 54 usable colors. Display resolution was 256 by 240. So the NES, that's smaller than the game that I'm working on. 256 by 240. Holy hell. Holy hell. 256 by 240. Now that is, you know, that's not far off. So you'll see here that I have my HUD area and then I have my gameplay area. The HUD area is 300 by 270. That's only a little bit bigger than what the NES would be. And so if I wanted to, I could actually make it NES size and it would still work. Because I do like that. And the only reason I have this HUD area is for just modern monitors are wider. So I have a good use. For actual gameplay, I want it to have a slightly more square look to it. And it worked out really well in my last game, Snapshot Spirit Live, to have all the HUD elements and text elements, everything all one side of the screen. I really like that. So this is working out okay. I think the gravel is still not as readable, but I'm thinking with this game will be my first game where I have multiple colors. So I could have that be like a different color. So for instance, I can start prototyping that too. So let's define some colors. So let's create a new region here. Region, window, let's call this resolution. And region, and region. Let's call this region, start game. There we go. And then up here, region and region. Call this colors. All right, finally, let's start getting some colors here. We have global.color. Last time I called them color and color background. Let's call it color 1. No, color prime equals let's be white. Global.color back equals C black. Global.color hazard equals C red. So watch this. So I also design my games nowadays to have colors that players can just choose for themselves. And so in a systems menu, you can adjust all the colors. And in Snapshot Spirit Live, you can do that. But here, anywhere I have colors, I can now put them here. So this is no longer see black. This is going to be global dot color back. This is going to be global dot color white. No, color prime. Global dot color back. What else? What else? Grass, and grass is done. Let's call this global dot color prime. That's it. Color. Okay. Global dot color prime. Gravel. Global dot color hazard. And then mower already did. Is that it? Yeah. There we go. I still need to figure out like the mower look, but that is looking sick. What do I need? I need something for the mower. There a symbol I can use? Is there a symbol I can use for the mower? Use brackets. Colons. Bars. Bangs. Let's try that. Let's see if there's any characters in this font. Yeah, maybe the checker pound, like the pound sign for the mower. That's what I'm thinking. Any of these look good. The brackets could also be helpful. Bracket, 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 bracket. See, I can design all of this. So for now, let's keep this as white. Oh, this song sucks. Hold on. Yeah, those look really good. But I almost want to like save those. For kids, that could be their head. For people, that could be like their head. It's the @ sign. I had checkers all the way around. Look like wheels. Is there something that can like look like wheels? Sorry, I'm looking at my keyboard. I don't want it to be a number. So like those brackets, parentheses. All right, let's start playing around. Oh, mower. Don't need that anymore. Okay. Let's do draw sprite. Not draw sprite. I need text. Damn it. Okay, so let's go. Chunk. I could also put text. I could draw the text. Oh. Global dot color prime. Thought I missed one. Speed. Global dot color back. Default. Let's do far center, far middle. Draw text. Do I need anything? No, just draw text. All right, first one, I'll just say x minus 5. Y minus. I just got to put something down to see how it looks. What was it going to be? The open print, like parentheses? How does that look? Okay. Okay. Let's have it move over and up a bit. Huh. I can always switch the colors. Oh yeah, it has to be bigger, so it has to be like -7, 7. All right, so that's at the very top. Does kind of look like wheels. All right, let's switch the colors. Let's start working on this. Right? That looked right. Yeah, that's at the top left corner. Okay. So bottom right corner would be, let's try this. I might need to make it +8. Okay, let me switch the colors back because I can't see the edges. Prime back. Okay, so that is correct. And I could even overlap them to make them look like proper wheels, but let's just get the other side first. Let's call this left, front left wheel, back left wheel, needs to be one more over. Sorry. Just got a text. Forgive me. Fine, for that text later. Oh, I need to make it so it turns with it. Hold on, that is lining up nicely. I think this is gonna work. Okay, so I need to draw text transformed. That's what I need to do. And finish the arguments. Separation, -1, width. I don't care. 20, 1, 1, angle, discrete. Turn all these to that. Change all of this. What? Okay, something's not working. Something's not working. Oh, it's because it rotates around its axis. Its axis isn't in the middle. Dang it, so I'm gonna have to draw it. I can draw it though. So let's take this back so I can just design it and then I can draw it after it's designed. That's what I can do. Okay, let's design it and then I can draw it. Okay, so let's get this back up here. Okay, so that's looking good. I need to just spawn it higher. So let's go to test room, creation code. Mower, let's have it spawn at, I don't know, 50. Okay. So I can more easily check. Okay. And now I want the blade turns on, and that's kind of the center, which is nice. It's an X. Maybe I can put some of these bars. Yeah, let's put a couple of these bars on it, just so I can see what it looks like. And again, I will then have to draw it later. Let's do X minus 3Y. A little more out. X minus 5. A little more out. X minus 6. What happens if I turn it to 7? Will that be not looking good? Yeah, that looks a little bad. Let's go back to 6. Might need to make it +7. Yeah. +8, actually. Yeah, that's looking good. Alright. See you, Lord Clump. Have a good one. Front. What does a hyphen look like in this? That looks pretty good. Just like one hyphen? Yeah, let's do that. One hyphen, we do it x, y minus 8. I don't know. Let's find out. X plus 1, y minus 9. That's pretty good. And for the back, I can do the other thing. Again, I'm gonna have to just draw all this anyway, but I'm just designing it with text, and then I'll draw it. Oof, that's close enough though. Maybe one over there, one over there. -7 plus 9. We just have this overlap. X plus 2. Have the X for the blade is on. And what happens if I put Does that look like less of a wheel or more like a wheel? Let's just go with that for now. So let's see if I can draw that. All right, Gimp. Let's do this. I guess I could do a snip of this. There we go. All right, I have the snip. All right, so the corner is empty. 2, 3, 4. Actually, I could actually use the text Pixel Emulator 8. There we go. All right, go. Okay, so what happens if I do? Well, now I'm beginning to doubt my design. Let's just see, though. There we go. Now.
Anybody got any tobacco?
I could just do an equal sign. Let's try that. That looks a little better. By color.
Tobacco.
That looks a little better.
It's your boy Memphis Hits, and this is another Hits Committee production. Asia Cruz.
Let's start correcting it tough. Lower your finger. Don't be coming at me with condescending demeanor. Tell you dead wrong, and what makes it worse? You don't even have the nerve to ever say that you're sorry. You're never wrong, and I'm never right, and you win all the rounds in every fight. That's why can't stand another day when you always get in your way. You just keep getting your way. You just keep getting your way. Selfish, so I've decided not to get in your way. It's time to
That looks good. Ooh, that's 21. It's 21. Dang it. This needs to be 21. Right. Actually, let's start with this. As I keep working on this art, I think now is a good time to turn off the stream. Have a good one.